to Our Point of View Up Close and Personal.
Hello,
We're
hello.
so glad that you guys can join us today. Um, we were supposed to have a, let's see, I gotta get this off. Okay. We were supposed to be doing a show on the short film called Mamas, and we were going to have the cast. It's about it's about mothers whose sons were, killed by police officers. So Michael and myself, we were going to interview them, but something came up with the cast, and we're going to have to reschedule that show. But I didn't want to just not go on and do anything. So I told Michael, I said, this is your time. This is live. So we have to do something. We cannot just not do anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to interview Mike Shealey, the CEO of Shealey Voice Production, on an episode of Our Point of View Up Close and Personal. So without further ado, Mr. Mike Shealey.
How you doing, everybody? It's a blessing to be here. Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. So tell us a little bit about you. You're Mike Shealey. You're the CEO of Shealey Voice Production. When did this come about?
I formed Shealey Boys Production August of 2013. That was going into my senior year, and I had to sit down and have a real talk with myself. I was like, all right, so what's next? You're about to graduate high school and whatnot. You got to have something to do for yourself. So I got into photography and whatnot my senior year. So I fell in love with it, and I just wanted to see how I could scale it and turn it into like a actual 9 to 5 job, or like a career for the future or something. So I was like, all right, cool. Let's dive in there. So my first project was with my high school yearbook club, and from there it just went up. It just went crazy.
So you started out doing photography. How long did you do the photography part of it?
Strictly photography, I believe, just for that year. And then once I dove into like the videography side, I seen just how lucrative it was, and I seen just how much like it was needed. And like my thing is, I want to be able to help people with their needs. I want to be able to help them. So if you need video footage and I have a camera that can make video footage, why not? So it's like,
okay, so after photography, then what did you do?
After photography, we, like I said, we went into the videography side of things, and I started with my friend Baby Junior. Shout out BJ. He actually had a single with Miss Mulatto. The superstar Miss Mulatto, before she was a superstar. He was with her, so we started shooting videos, and I started being his personal cameraman. I guess that's what we called it, but we actually started riding the bus. Like every weekend, we would ride the bus. He would pay me $5 to walk from my house to the bottom of the hill. We'll catch the bus, go downtown, shoot a video, and then we would edit it, and then we would post it. And then from there, I just seen how the workflow goes and like the energy behind it, and it became a love. And it was just like, hey, this is me. This is Mike Shealey.
So you were around a lot of artists who you were doing their videos for them, or
Yes.
taking photos for them. When did you get into music? When did you feel that you had a passion for not just the photography or the videography, but actually singing?
Um, I can say that came along in my earlier days, because as you know, like I've always been a performer. I've been on stage since I could talk. So it's like, um, it fell into the music side because I told myself, like I want to be able to hear one of my songs on iTunes or YouTube and whatnot. Because people were searching all these songs and whatnot, and I was like, how does a regular person get their music out there so people could hear it? And back then, I didn't know nothing about music. I didn't know how to make beats, none of that. So it was just like a curiosity thing that turned into they said I can't do it, and I'm like, I could do anything I put my mind to. So then it went to where I had to prove people wrong. But then once I got deep in there, I'm like, so I'm past the proving people wrong part. Now it's like I like this, and like I got a whole catalog of music, and I'm shooting videos. I'm like, hold on, man, this is cool, So from there, things just went up. Like I said, I started working with local artists. We started doing songs and whatnot, and now I have features from other artists. And remember, this is the person that they said you can't do this. So it's like, all right, bet. So yeah.
So most of your training, are you self-taught, or did you have some
Yes and no.
education?
Um, Say one more time. What was the last part of that question?
Did you have some type of formal education with your photography and all?
Yes, I did. I first started at school, and I used to ask my friends, one of my classmates, shout out said, he actually blew up and he's big now. But he actually showed me my first few like tricks on the camera about the aperture and the ISO and whatnot. And then from there, I was like, well, look, I'm about to graduate. Why not find a film school or an art school? So I went to the Art Institute of Atlanta. Shout out Miss what was my teacher's name? Don't put me on the spot. Miss Jacobs. Yes, Miss Jacobs and Mr. Barefoot. Um, they actually saw something in me and they held me to a higher standard. And like it kind of bummed them out when I left too. Like it bummed me out because I was like, you know what? I'm looking at all these millionaire billionaires and they're saying they're dropping out of these Ivy League schools and whatnot. So I need to get on the train. So it's just like like I went to the Art Institute for digital photography, and then with music, I went to SAE. Shout out SAE family down there. They were bummed when I left there too, because I was like, man, like that's number two. Why do I keep leaving the school? So, but I did learn something while I was there. It wasn't just I'm going there just because I want to be there. No, I'm going because I know what I'm here for. I'm not here to pay y'all $100,000 to teach me something I know. I'm here for the clientele and the like the networking and the meeting the people and whatnot. So it served its purpose.
Okay, so your music. Tell us
Yes.
about your music. Where have you actually performed?
I have performed well, like just musically. I performed at the Fox when I was in orchestra. I performed at the Fox, and as far as like Mike C, the solo artist, I've done a few showcases. I did the Vicious Village showcase. Shout out the Vicious Village team. I've done Take Off ATL once or twice. Shout out them down in East Atlanta Village, and just a lot of showcase events and whatnot. Just trying to build up my career. Like just trying to test the waters and whatnot.
Okay, so now with the pandemic here, how have you been, getting your music out, or how have you been creating more music because everybody's sheltered in place? What have you been doing during the pandemic?
During the pandemic, I'm not gonna lie. I have been
No.
making music. I'm not. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have been making music, but it was just I kind of slowed down because the pandemic really showed me that I put so much time into Mike Shealey, the artist and whatnot, that I was losing myself. Like I was losing Michael Shealey, trying to become Mike Shealey, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool and all, but I don't want to be one of those artist that just is strung out on drugs because all he knew was music. So I've been using this time to really find myself. Like I've been diving into like my mental health and like just worrying about being by myself, loving myself for me, and not really caring about what people have to say about me or judging me. Like so really I've been working on the psychological part of the music industry, and I've been trying to like diversify myself when it comes to like my incomes, because they say you can't become rich and successful with one income. So I've been trying to just get my portfolio of different incomes and whatnot. So like I've been recording to answer your question and whatnot, but I haven't at the same time. So
Okay. So what type of music do you actually perform?
music, anything from classical to hip hop to R&B. I try not to put myself in a box because once you put yourself in a box, then society 9 times out of 10 is going to put the padlock on that box, and then they're going to expect you to be this person every time that you drop something. And if it's not that, then they're going to crucify you like, oh no, he's doing this. Let's just we're gonna dead him. He's not cool anymore. No, I wanted to take the box off of myself. Say, look, don't look at me as a rapper. Now, if I need to rap a few bars for you to get your attention, then cool, we'll do that. But I'm not a rapper. You know what I mean? So I just classify myself as a music artist. You know?
Okay, now you say you're not a rapper, but you look the part. I mean, you have the dread, you have the
Oh,
wow.
hold on. What does that mean? Like, just because I have dreads, I have to be a rapper? I
I
can't be
mean,
a
but
no.
the R&B singer with the dreadlock. I mean, I'm not really familiar with it, but who can you tell me an R&B singer with the dreadlocks, with the hair all over the face, looking all wild and all? An
Well,
R&B
well,
singer?
I don't know about the beard because that's my own thing. But R&B singers right now, they have dreadlocks. You have Ty Dolla Sign, Jacquees,
Things R&B like love songs and
Ty
no rap,
Dolla Sign,
no pop and all.
Jacquees.
Okay. Well,
You know,
you do you do make your own style though. You
right,
do make your own
right.
style. What type of style are you trying to create for yourself?
My that's the thing when it comes to like my style and like what they call my drip or my fashion and whatnot. I don't really have a style. I'm like Shealey. One day I may wake up and want to wear all black, so I have on my favorite black leather jacket from my boy Dale from Brandon Oliver. Or one day I may be in a tracksuit on I'm about to go jog a few miles or something. So it just my style is get up and whatever my body and my mind tells me to put on, that's what I put on. You know, I'm not one of those people that need $1 million salary for a stylist and oh, we gotta have Givenchy this and Birkin that and Louis Vuitton that. Like, I don't need that. You know, when it comes and and that's needed, then cool, we can do that. But right now, it's just about whatever I feel or whatnot. You know, so yeah.
Okay, I understand that about your style, about your appearance, but now about your music. What type of music do you perform? What type of music do you sing? Because I mean, you're either your country, your rock and roll, your R&B, your rap. I mean, or your what type of music do you have? I mean,
Well,
what?
my last few projects, they have been in the hip hop category. I'm not gonna lie. So I would say you can say hip hop. You know, like I've been focusing toward that side of my fan base, trying to cultivate that side so that they can start to expand and so that they can accept me when I start to expand. You know, because I do have some music that's gonna be dropping soon that is actually gonna be me holding a few notes. You know, like singing something for the women and whatnot. Because we gotta realize like happy woman, happy life. You know what I mean? So you keep the ladies happy, the fellas are gonna gravitate. So why not just focus on the women? You know, gotta take care of our queens out here. You know.
Okay. Now, some of the music that you sing, I'm your mother, so I've heard it, has a lot of, curse words in it. You drop the F bombs a lot, you drop
Right.
the N words a lot and
Yeah.
everything. And now I challenge you to do a project.
Right.
Now, talk about the project that I challenged you to do.
All right. So the project that you challenged me to do was you wanted me to make EP of like no cursing music, like something that just clean from the studio, no cursing, which I did. And one thing I will say is it is extraordinary. And like we're working on the mixing and mastering and getting all the licensing and whatnot, the business side that no one wanted to talk about. But one thing I will say is that was a great idea, and I will give it to you that I'm glad that you challenged me to do that because you challenged me to do it with no cursing. I challenged myself to do it with no cursing and being sober. So that was like sober Michael, you
Yes.
know, you know what I mean. So it's like the real me came out, and I was like, hey, you know what I mean, like. So I like what the project actually came out to be, and one day this year maybe, no promises, the world may be able to hear that too. So
So do you think that, you want to continue on that road with that type of music, or you're going to get back to your dropping your F bombs and all? I mean, but
I
I don't
mean,
understand why you have to sing music with, all those, that language in it, because you're taking your music away from certain people. Because certain people like me, when I start hearing music with, the N word and F word and all this, I don't want to hear anymore. I don't
right.
want to. So now that limits your audience or the people who will listen to your music, depending on the words that you have. So is this something you want to continue on with the music that is clean music, or do you're going to go back to what you were doing?
Well, first, as far as a business tip, I will say we're gonna wait and see the analytics from the music to see like what the people say. because it's not about what I want. It's about what they want. But me personally, I can say that I did find out that I can refrain from using such words, and I can find alternatives for those words. That's one thing that I did do this time, so I will challenge myself down the future. But it's really when you're recording, you're not really sitting there. All right, hold on, can't say that. Let me go do this. Say something else. No, it's a feeling. It's an emotion. Real artists will tell you when you're in the studio, you can say one thing when you're just outside, but when you're in the studio and the mic is there, it's a whole nother vibe. And you have to experience that to understand what I'm saying, unless you just wrote the whole song out. But me, I like to really move off of my emotions and my feelings so that it's real genuine.
But it seemed like when you're cursing and everything that you're angry. Is your
Hey,
music about
that's part of the emotion that I want to let out. I mean, it just, hey, so sometimes you have bad days where you're like, man, F this, F that. I want money, I want racks, you know what I mean? But some days it's like, you know, baby girl, how's your mental? I want to pick you up, take you out to eat, all that, you know. So it's just about how you're feeling and about like the emotions that you want to portray at that moment, you know.
but it doesn't even have to be about a female taking a female out to go and have something to eat or whatever. I mean, just what makes you happy. You know, you don't have music like that of something that makes you happy. You're just thankful to be alive, thankful to have a relationship with God, thankful to have your family. You know, but when you sing about that or talk about that, do you have to say F this and F that? You know, I'm glad to have my effing family. You know, and you know have conversations like we can have a conversation without, well, we do have conversations
Right.
without people don't play that. So,
Right.
so
Well,
is it to to since you did that project and that was 7 songs, you did that, so it's easy to stay on that track because there are artists who sing and rap without cursing. I don't know too much about rapping without cursing, but sing
right.
without cursing.
Right. Well, I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna make any promises that I know for a fact when the Zoom call maybe be over, it may not be on my head. So I'm not gonna make any promises. But one thing that I am doing is I'm thinking about the longevity behind my music because I don't want to just be known as like, oh, he had a run a few years and whatnot, but now he's just working at some job. You know, like I want the longevity. Like I want to make music that you turn on when you have emotion when you just get married, oh, that emotion, oh, I just got married. You know what I mean? Like I want that song that's like, hey, turn on this song for this moment because that's how I feel. That is what I'm aiming for. And like it's on like a thing where I'm not trying to force it, but I want it to be organic and genuine because I'm realizing that a lot of the stuff out here is not genuine and it's not organic. It's just a lot of people trying to follow a wave that was made, and now it's just like I'm the surfer that's trying to surf the opposite way, and they look and they be like, "Oh, you retarded, by the way that way." No, that's why I'm going this way. You know what I mean? So it just I can't make any promises. It's just about the energy that I feel. You know.
So you're trying to stand out, not fit in.
Exactly. You know, and if me not cursing is a way that I'm standing out, then cool. I'm winning with this next project. So we're gonna see if this next project is what it is, you know. But it's just, hey man, just gotta let the analytics speak for themselves.
Okay, and you just had a birthday yesterday.
Yes, yes, big 2-5.
55.
Big 2-5, you know what I mean? Big 2-5.
So,
Yes.
what do you plan on doing, Lord's willing, with the next part of your life? Because from 24 and below, you did all the stuff. You
Right.
did. What different path do you plan on taking now?
Um One thing that I can guarantee myself, and then I will make a promise, is that I'm going to really start being more accountable for my actions because I do realize that sometimes I move fast sometimes, and I may look at something as being minuscule, but somebody else may say, "Hold up, bro, you just really did try me." You know what I mean? So like I want to be more in tune with myself because I feel like I had to spend a lot of time trying to find myself and trying to accept myself because we grew up, well, I grew up in the day and age, we were like the we were the
I,
prototype.
I was there with you.
You know what I mean? Like I grew up with we were the prototype for social media and all this and whatnot. So like, yeah, there was the problems with the bullying and this and that. So now that I'm officially a adult, you know, and I know what it is that I can do, and I know like my responsibilities as a man and whatnot. I really just want to hold myself accountable and really just accomplish my goals and really see myself transform from the young immature pre-adult to adult man, successful wife, kids, blase, blase. So like I really want to see everything that I've always talked about come to fruition now. So that's my main thing. I just want to see all of my goals and all my aspirations just start to just become my everyday life, you know. So
Well,
that's it.
that's good. The Lord's will, that's going to happen for you. Lord's will, that's going to happen. So on your birthday, you received an electric cello.
No, oh yes, yes.
How are you going to mix that into your music?
Um, as of right now, I'm not really trying to mix it into the music because it's January and with these wooden instruments, you got to really take care of them. So, but long term, I do see myself adding a lot more live instrumentation to my production. So that would just be an element of like my music, just like helping it evolve. Because I do have a lot of friends who are like live instrumentalists, or live musicians will say that. So like I'm just gonna really just really trying to just incorporate it and just see what we can like come up with. It was a great present though. I will say like thank you to the person that bought that. It was
You're welcome.
a yes.
Okay, so where do you see yourself in the next five years?
5 years. I see myself closing on my first 7,000 square foot house. You know, I see myself um
Seven.
you know what I mean? Yes, yes. I see myself on Billboard charts. I see myself producing a lot of other artists because I know a lot of talented individuals out here that really just need that platform and need somebody that will give them that push. You know what I mean? Whether it's monetary or whether it's just emotional support or whether it's just offering them a place where they can record or whatnot. Just like I see myself helping a lot of other people accomplish their goals. Because as I get older, I see that when you are just worrying about yourself and whatnot, it life becomes real bland and it becomes real boring because it just me. But no, now I'm at the point where I want to see what can you do or how can I help you or how can I help you or how can I help you? You know what I mean? Like, see, I just accomplished a milestone. I'm producing a TV show as we speak. So it's just like so it's just like I just want to start seeing my milestones that I set for myself and just really start to just build a team of people so that we can build our own empire and like 10, 20 years down the road, they having conversations and arguments like, no, Mike Shealey had the best song. No, Young Sandy had the best song. Oh, did it? You know what I mean? Just, just I want to make the history that I want my kids to learn, you know? So that's really where I'm trying to aim.
Okay, and speaking of producing TV shows, you have a segment that's going to be on Our Point of View. Can you talk a little bit about what you're planning on doing with your segment?
Yes, and exactly what I just got done saying is exactly where my segment is going to be based around. It's going to be giving that platform to the independent entrepreneurs, independent artists, independent brand owners, just the independent hustlers of the world. We're going to bring them to the OPOV stage to give them a platform and give them the outlook so we can get their up close and personal and we can show them off and help them make their dreams come to reality. So that's where we're going to be going later on in 2021.
Okay, sounds good. So, if you had an opportunity to say something to your younger self, to give your younger self advice, what advice would that be?
If I could give myself some advice, the advice I would give is, all right, bro. So I understand you just made $100 in like an hour. All right, congratulations. But let's put 60% of that towards the bills and let's break off the other 40% into your fun and your investments and into your girls and into your substances You know, like I would just tell myself, I would just tell myself, be more financially aware and save for tomorrow. Because yeah, the thrill of right now is right now we got some money, but you have to realize today is almost over. There's only 24 hours in a day, and you want to make sure that you can have that same feeling and that same emotion 10, 20 years down the road, you know. So the best advice that I would give to my younger self and all of the younger people out there, save your money and pay yourself first. You know, everything else is gonna be there. They're making better versions of it. So when it's your turn to have it, God is gonna bless you with abundance to go and buy it 3 times. And you know the rule of thumb. If you can't buy it 3 times, you don't need it. So it's just like that's my main thing. It is one, put God first, and 2, save your money, and 3, leave these folks alone, leave these females alone, focus on you. You know what I mean? They're gonna be there, you know. But you know, that's just really it. Just focus more. Just stay disciplined and stay focused. That's it.
Well, that's great. Well, I want to thank you so much.
You're so very welcome.
Time with you. Thank you so much for joining us on Our Point of View Up Close and Personal. It was a surprise. You didn't know we were going to do it. But like I said, this is real TV.
Hey,
And
man.
you gotta do what you got to do. You know, you can't
Hey.
just the people. So, but thank you so much for joining us. And next week, we will be talking to meeting Martinelli, Dr. Kay Stevens. We're going to learn more about the coronavirus and the coronavirus vaccination because Dr. Meaty, she received it, and now she has the coronavirus. So we're going to get an update from her. But thank you all so much for joining us. And remember, everything you heard and everything we said was up close and personal.
Hey.